What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tony Loco, and you're watching the Bare Knuckle Show with Brian Soscia. Stay tuned.
Friday night, February 2nd, the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, is finally back in Hollywood, Florida, at Hard Rock Live inside the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. In the main event, a world title is on the line when the undefeated champ, Luis Baboon Palomino, knuckles up with former pro boxing world champion, Austin No Doubt Trout. In the co-main event, it's a clash of the undefeated warriors when Bryce Henry fights Robbie Peralta. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
We are all the way live from Satellite 5. It is the Bare Knuckles Show. We wait for this moment each and every week to hang out with you, talk to you, give you the latest news, the latest happenings, and get to hang out a little bit, too. It's always fun to hang out with you. We have Successful Brandon here. We have Evan as well. We're going to get to them in just a minute. But also on the show today, very excited to talk to Jenny Savage, the Tennessee gangster, joining us ahead of her fight with Taylor Starling. A lot of fans excited about that fight. We're going to uncover a lot with Jenny. And then also, we're going to talk about the year-end awards show here at BKFC. Where the hell is it? We'll find that out, too, later today. And we're going to get in the mailbag, plus so much more. And I keep getting distracted. Heck with what else we have planned for today, because I have to spotlight this. This is the greatest thing in Bare Knuckle Show history up to this point, in my opinion. I'm very easily entertained. But if you look in the producer's room, what do I call that? The guys that tell me what to do room?
What do you want?
Look at that, behind Brandon. Do you see it? We have Successful Brandon. So you weren't here last week, Evan. You didn't know this. In the new year, he's turned over a new leaf. He will now be known as Successful Brandon, and he will not be known as Broken Brandon until he messes up. So we're keeping countdown. We have 7 days since his last accident at work, and then we'll have you cross it out when it's time.
I know. I have the marker ready.
Why did you look? He just messed up.
What did he mess up?
He put his mic down to talk. Like he thought. I don't know what he was doing. The mic was up, and he just put it down and started.
I don't think that's a hard. I don't think. Listen, here's what we'll do. I think that when it's a major mess up, we're gonna throw it to the chat. They're gonna impale you. They already have, because somebody put that we were starting 3 hours late today. I don't know who did it, but somebody put that on the YouTube channel.
The YouTube person is West Coast right now,
oh,
so it
well,
took their time.
Well, they're all in there blaming Brandon. They're like, I hope this wasn't Successful Brandon doing this.
It's not Brandon.
Everyone's excited to be here. We are too. Always tons of stuff to get into. We're happy you're back, Evan, man. We missed you, but now you know that Brandon is successful. This year will be the best year of his life. Brandon, is that correct?
Always up from here.
Brandon?
Yes, sir.
Is that sir? I like this. This is a good new year. Is he calling you sir as well, Evan? This is great.
He's called me sir for years.
Lord. All right, so a lot to get into. Let's jump into it. You know what we like to do right now.
Call.
Now, was that Brandon or Evan, that one?
Depends. Was it good or bad?
It sucked.
Well, the slider was down. And
Fader
Brandon,
or pot?
And Brandon pushed it, and then I raised it. So that was Brandon. Then that was the reason you heard it was because I saved it.
Oh, good. Well,
Brandon decided to jump over onto my section and start messing with sound effects. That's my job.
See that? He's messing up when he messes with the Lord. Let's give that again, because we've been so on point with that. We were failing for it.
Time for mail call.
There we go. That's my boys. That's how we do it. That's the guy that calls me sir. I like it. All right. So a lot of stuff going on. And you've seen this graphic. If you're wondering what this graphic is behind us and you don't know, I have to actually thank Enrique from Miami. He sent this in. If you haven't been paying attention to the news, we'll show the news story. It was all over the news. Apparently there's a mall in Miami or something, and there was insane amounts of police activity, like 200 or 300 police cars, they're saying, showed up to combat something about kids fighting with sticks, they said. But come on, a lot of people showing up. You can see as they scroll through, you'll see all the police cars and helicopters. They were going nuts. They're coming there. And it was reported that apparently there were these shadow aliens, they called them, giants in a mall, like a bunch of them. And then it was reported people were shooting at them. So here, look at all the people that showed up to this. I mean, this was a big deal in Miami. I saw Brian Durant talking about this on Instagram the other day. There's more to it than meets the eye is what we're trying to say. There's that crack internet we have here at the studio. So that's no clue. Anyone that speaks Spanish here? I don't speak Spanish.
I heard Miami.
Yeah, I know it's in Miami. The point is there's these aliens that were giants walking through a mall or something, but nobody has any footage. There's blurred footage. You can look it up. It's a whole conspiracy theory. So we thought, why not make me into the alien? as we get ready to go to Hard Rock in Hollywood. That'll be fun. So thank you to Enrique for the inspiration on our graphic today. And Enrique, we're going to send you a T-shirt. Thanks for the email. And you know what? If you come to the event, do you think we could arrange to have Chris Lido punch him in the face as like a souvenir?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. All right, there you go, Enrique. Thank you for the inspiration. The other thing I want to talk about is you're sending us other great stuff. And a guy that joins us every week, I've been calling for like a year. I've been calling him Swervo Cruz. His name's Omar. He's Swervo Cuts. That's because I can't see. I like Swervo Cruz too. But he sent this in, and it's a fighter. He says we should be looking at the fight for us. He wants us to analyze this fighter and think he could see if he could make it here. We have not seen this video yet. Evan, Brandon, you guys can help me analyze this. Let's watch the video. Is that the video? Oh, there it is. This guy's setting up. All right. So, I mean, chat, let us know. Can he make it in bare knuckle fighting championship? Evan, would you put him on the tryout show with the prospects or anything like that?
I've seen worse debuts.
Yeah, right. How about you, successful Brandon?
Yeah, throw him in there.
Throw him in there. All right, we love it. Well, Swervo, I didn't realize that's what it was, but you're a funny guy. Thank you for sending that in. I don't know. Maybe if you see that guy on the bare knuckle, any bare knuckle stuff, we got problems. We don't want that. Another one that came in. Oh, this is interesting. This is from Bart in Chicago. He says, Soscia, I know that you are a wrestling fan. I hear you talking about it sometimes, so I figured I'd send this in. It looks brutal. So apparently these are wrestlers at a bar. Three. Oh, he's going for the overhand. I love it. Dude, Evan, come in here real quick. We want to recreate that scene. Take your shirt off.
You'd break your hand.
I would. That's insane. And Evan, I know you're not a pro wrestling guy, but I know you used to, I guess, work in filming it sometimes. And I know how you feel about it. But those chops, I mean, they're no joke. They hurt.
No, Senior does it to you all the time.
I know. I wish we had a video of him doing it. That's in the office. We all chop each other like that. But I did have a video I thought about because that was brutal, obviously. But I thought about this years ago in my younger days when I had my radio show. We had The Miz come in. Referee won the world title. This is like 13 years ago. You're going to see a young Brian. And we wanted The Miz to chop this listener. Miz wouldn't do it. He's not stupid. Doesn't want a lawsuit. So I'm stupid. I did it. Let's watch what happened.
You are shaking. You look a little nervous. Show him your hand. Get a shot of his hand. His hand's shaking.
Look at his body.
He is wearing, actually, you do have wrestling boots, which is very nice. Wow. The Chicks Dig Me pants are very incredible.
I'm ready. You ready? Show the Miz how tough I am.
Here we go.
Watch the woman and the guy in the background.
Ready? You sure? Oh, wow.
There's a WWE rep back there.
Actually, not bad. Had a good,
not happy.
Good solid chop. Your handprint is on the chest, so I'm gonna have to rate that out of a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. I'm gonna rate it a 7.
Thank you, Miz.
It's very, very good.
Let's get a shot of his chest. No. You shake his hand and get a shot of his chest.
I just want to see something here, Bri. Let's go back to your facial hair.
I know what you're gonna say.
You look like the guy from American History X.
Do I?
With that.
I wish I had a better shot of it.
People who've seen that movie know who I'm talking about.
Hey, is that a bad thing? I've seen the movie, but you guys actually told me.
You just got the that facial hair.
There you go. Well, I'll take it. But I can tell you this: the WWE guy in the back was upset. He didn't know that was happening, and the rep for the radio station had no clue that was going to happen. The woman, she was horrified by that. The Miz seemed to love it. The listeners seemed to love it. I think that was worth more than a 7. That's what I used to get paid to do. I was probably in my late 20s there, guys. So I was like your age. You couldn't see it. It was like a different style at the time. I had like baggier jeans on. I looked like a fool. Anyway, let's look at what else we have here that you sent in. they're liking the chop in the chat. Also, a baby pic. Now, this guy said, please don't say my name because obviously he wants to protect his daughter. But he sent this in. He went to bareknuckleshop.com. And I don't know if you know this. We have baby stuff. I think this is really cool. What a cute kid. Look, there you go. There's the baby. And I think there's another shot there where the bare knuckle onesie. Look, baby's already got his hands up. Baby's ready to fight, man. We could use her for the female division. So I'm not going to say your name, but a beautiful baby. And we appreciate the fact that you're shopping at the Bare Knuckle store and buying stuff for your kids. That's awesome. A family affair here at the Bare Knuckle Show. Also, after getting to that, I want to get to, this is interesting. Somebody sent this in. It's Taylor Starling. They're saying this is how she trains. And I don't believe this is how she trains, but they're saying this is how she trains. She could be in trouble. I'll watch it. What's the video? Let's check it out. Oh, so she's dancing. I know that we can't air the music because we'll get ripped off of here, but okay. Hey, man, it's cardio, right? It's kind of weird without the music. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's training more than that. I don't know. I mean, I'll watch Taylor dance. No offense. I mean, you're a good dancer. You dance on the way to the ring. Maybe she's training for her ring entrance. I don't know what it is. I know she's facing Jenny Savage coming up, and I know we've been excited about that on the show, and I know that you're excited about that. I've been following you guys online. You talked to me at the events. That was a fight that we were talking about for a while, and they both were too, but then all of a sudden, boom, the fight didn't seem like it was going to happen. It was like right there, then it wasn't happening. And then, like I said, it was a Christmas gift last week. It came to us over the holiday season. So, I mean, I think Jenny was going on strike or something. She was leaving Instagram until they gave her the fight. Taylor wanted the fight. Of course, Taylor's been working on this reality show that we talked about last week when we spoke with her. I wonder if the reality show is making her kind of not focus enough on Jenny. I mean, we're going to find that out. We're going to talk to Jenny about it. I'm sure that's not the case, but at the same time, when you're focused on something, even if 100% of your focus is on fighting, it still takes a little bit of focus off, you know, with the reality show and the traveling and stuff like that. We do have the Tennessee Gangster. She is in the virtual waiting room. I can't wait to talk to her. Let's bring her in. Ladies and gentlemen, Jenny Savage. Look at her. How are you doing, Jenny?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Before we even start, I have to say this to you. I don't know if I've said it to you in private. I don't know if I've ever interviewed you and said this to you, but I know you wouldn't, but you would be great to rob a liquor store or do something illegal because I'm going to tell you why. Because
okay.
It's a compliment. Because I feel like whenever I see you in person on Instagram, you can look like 15 different people. Every look's different. You do. And so you'd be great for like witness protection program. You'd be great for robbing liquor stores, but you don't need to do that because you're a great fighter and we're glad to have you here. How are you?
Well, I'm grateful to be here, and I'll definitely take that as a compliment. It's actually something I actually try to do. I'm not going to lie.
Really? Well, you do a great job with it. I mean, you're completely different. It's amazing. Sometimes I'm like, that's Jenny when I see your Instagram. So great job with it. But beautiful any way you cut it. And you're talented too. We're glad you're here. Let's talk about your cat. Oh, there it is. You know, some people were like, when I said that. What's your cat's name?
This is BMO.
Are you a big animal lover?
Yes. Every single fight camp I have, whether it's wildlife, dogs, birds, it doesn't matter, rats. It just seems like they always find their way to me. And I think it's like a philosophical thing.
So it's a philosophical. That makes sense. So that's a new cat. You just obtained this cat. This cat came to you.
Oh yeah.
How old is the cat?
Yes, it was crazy. I think she's like a couple weeks old, but she just was walking outside shivering, and I knew that the cat was going to die because we had some freezing rain coming, so I had to let her in. And I was trying to give her away, but my son was like, "I really like her," so.
Well, I mean, of course, you bring a cat home, bring a pet home. I know Evan's a big cat guy. I've never had a cat in my life. They're not my thing. I'm actually petrified of cats, believe it or not. I got scratched in the face when I was little, probably doing something I shouldn't be to the cat. And that's probably why it happened. But I love that we met your cat. And you spoke about your son not wanting to get rid of the cat. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about with you, Jenny. You are a great fighter. You're in amazing shape. I mean, you're in incredible shape. And you're always training. You're working so hard. But you're a mom, too. And you have other responsibilities. Do you ever find that hard to do? Is that like an everyday grind, or is the fighting help you at the gym? Like, where are you at with that kind of stuff?
It's only hard when I add elements of social media. I used to be really active on social media, but I've over the years, I don't know if it's age, hey,
I heard the cat.
Calm down over there.
It was awesome.
She wants
to be heard from.
Attention.
That's right.
Yes, it's my interview. But I think that it's pretty easy, but it's really hard to balance every single thing at once, especially being somebody that like I'm in the middle. I've established myself in BKFC, but I had established myself in a different way with Britain Hart, and she had already been broken in, been through hell and back, and to go against somebody with momentum, that can cause you to want to focus differently. It's like it forced me to grow, and that's exactly what I wanted if I was going to be in the sport, to see if I was even good enough to be a part of BKFC.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're here, and we love that you're here, and you're being a part of. You're always putting on exciting fights. I know you want to win, but honestly, as a fan, if you lose, again, there's not many. There's a couple I talk about. You're one of those fighters that we enjoy your fights. And we were talking about your son a minute ago, and we were talking about how you have a lot going on, and you're able to kind of make it all work. I guess about a month or so ago, I thought this was amazing, and I want to revisit the video. Speaking of your son, let's just watch the video, then we'll talk about how great this was.
My boy.
Dude, that kid's awesome. What's his name?
Caden.
Caden. How old's Caden?
He's going to be 15.
Okay.
He is my boy. He taught himself how to do music. He could play the piano. He could play guitar,
Genius.
you name it. He's just a musical genius.
It's like Mozart. I mean, the thing is, you said, if I'm correct, and I think it said on the text there, that he learned that quickly and just taught himself that song by ear. So we thank you for that. Maybe we can get him involved, get another recording of that, and we'll just pay him to do the song. I think he did a great job. It sounded just like it. I can just tell the love you have for your son when I see your post on Instagram. I think it's obviously everyone loves their kids, but it's like a different kind of love that you have. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. You can tell you guys have been like this your whole life, and you kind of lean on each other. At least that's how it seems to me.
Absolutely.
Another guy that you seem to lean on a little bit, and we just showed a pro wrestling clip before you came on. Your boyfriend, I'm not going to mention his name unless you want to, but he is a pro wrestler, and I know that you got your name Savage. You took that from pro wrestling, right, from the Macho Man? Oh, yeah, snap into a Slim Jim.
Absolutely.
All right,
yes, because win or lose, I try to embody the attitude of the Macho Man. I believe it's not an act. When he came to Tennessee to confront Jerry the King Lawler, I know that was no front. So I feel like that was something that I could relate to and keep me in high spirits, because I come from martial arts where it doesn't bother us to lose as long as we learn and we leave it all in the cage. So it's something that I've taken on, and it's sort of like you're not cocky, but you're just super confident, because you know that it might not be today, but you're not giving up. So it's going to happen eventually. So yeah, he gave me that name. It's pretty funny. I joke around and say that he's, we go, how does it go, babe? Yeah, you the Ultimate Warrior, and I'm Randy Savage.
That's awesome. The Mega Maniacs, I believe we would call you guys. So, there you go. So next thing, before we move on, since we're talking about Randy Savage, I'm going to need you to do your Randy Savage impersonation. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Bret Hart was out there.
Just say, "Oh yeah,"
standing and hot dogging. I only did that because that was what I did last time.
Just give me an "Oh yeah." I can't do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty good at that. That was awesome. So, have you ever decided? I know you're a fan of it, and I know that your boyfriend does. He's a fighter as well. But I know that you're a fan, and I've seen you supporting him at his shows. Is that something you'd be interested in doing, pro wrestling? Have you ever done that outside of bare knuckle?
Absolutely. I've actually been studying. That's something that I've been interested in, because it is, I pretty much will not do it unless I enhance Adrian's image in this regard, because I feel like I could have started a long time ago. I just was more of a less political fighter. I just want to fight for the top spot and for the best checks. So that's something that I know politically, if with my attitude of being a heel in real life. And hold on, somebody's calling.
They're probably watching. They want to come on the show live, I'm sure. Who's calling you? Did you hang up? She hung up. Did she hang up? Is she gone? She's gone. Oh, well, that was her way to get out of this horrible interview, I guess. I thought it was going well. She must not have been entertained. I wonder who was calling her. Now we have to find, who do you think was calling her as we wait for her to come back? Leave it in the chat. And then we'll try to find out more about that because I want to know. Somebody's going to interrupt the interview. I want to know who was calling. A lot more important stuff to get to so you know what's coming up with the interview with Jenny Savage. She's going to come right back with us. We're going to talk about her fight. We're going to get to that with Taylor Starling. But I know everyone that talks to her is talking about the fight. So I like to get to know the person a little better, and we'll also speak on the fight. Her faith is very important to her, too. I hope to talk about that with her and ask her some questions about that. Oh, there she is. She hung up on us. Who was calling you that was so important? I demand to know.
Some freaking nobody calls us. So
was it a telemarketer?
Yeah, it's probably some telemarketer. Yeah.
As long as it's not a bill collector, you're good.
No, debt free. I might be broke, but I'm debt free.
Dude, you got to stay debt free. Debt free scream. If you know who Ramsey is, Dave Ramsey, debt free scream, man. It's the best thing to be, debt free. So let's just continue on. I mean, we were talking about all kinds of stuff, but another thing I wanted to talk about with you, your faith is so very important to you. We can see it, and I think it's awesome. And I think it's great that you were holding the Bible up at a fight. I think it's awesome that it sounded like you were speaking in tongues. Someone asked me, what, I don't know how to answer this because you don't really know what you're saying, speaking in tongues, but kind of explain what that is. What were you saying? What were you doing? Why were you doing that?
Well, it all started when I first got into BKFC. I'm not sure if you know. My son's father had taken his life, and I went to my childhood church. And they had, at the time, prophets that came in. This prophet had called me forward and had told me that he gave me the scripture, Psalm 144:1, which is, my hands are ready for battle and fingers are prepared for war. And I've always had a struggle with my image and perception. So I didn't understand how church and fighting could get along hand in hand. I didn't really see it, but I just knew that spiritually I was hurt. So it's sort of like going to the church for me was like going to the hospital or therapy or, things that just helped me. And it really did. It was incredible. I just now finished healing, I want to say, after this last world title. So back then I was completely broken. Like I don't want to say I was suicidal, but I was suicidal without wanting to take my life because my son needed me times two. And, I was attracted to his father because we were both suicidal. We were really emo, really dark people. But I just got away from that. I got into fighting and back then we broke up. So I had a lot of guilt feeling like, I went on a brighter path while he stayed in the party scene. So when he took his life, it was like really hard because it was like, I don't know, this might sound dumb, but I was like, you beat me to it. Like she was supposed to be you like you were supposed to take care of our kid, but that was stupid. It was such a selfish way to think. Mm-hmm. And I was just really screwed up in the head. So I knew I needed help. So yeah, when I went there, it was really weird that I got that message from the prophet. And he told me that I was $1 million daughter. And he pretty much told me in 2 weeks that I would get a call and to take it. And now I come from jiu-jitsu and wrestling. I like to grab people. I like to submit. I love choking. So I didn't really see myself as a striker as much anyway. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I never really had an interest in bare knuckle. I was a little intimidated by it. Christine Furia was one of the reasons. She scared the shit out of me. Actually, I actually told her, she was one of the first people I came to. I said, hey, if I have to fight you, I have all the respect in the world for you, and I don't want to get in your way. So, but if I have to, it's just because whatever, it's good for both of us. But she was like, you're okay, youngin. It's okay, youngin. I'm not after you. And so, she reassured me that, all was good. And if we run into the same path and whatever, it's all respect. But nonetheless, my faith played a huge part in my direction because I knew that with the pandemic coming, a lot of women and men needed another outlet for income, and that's OnlyFans. And BKFC met with OnlyFans, and that's okay. I don't judge those types, and that's the misconception that I did. Now, what I don't like is when people assume that I'm going to do that, because it feels kind of like intrusive. It feels like, why I can't be appreciated for my art. And that's sort of why I started becoming more conservative with myself, because I started noticing that my photos got less likes. My fight photos got less likes than my sexy photos or my modeling photos. And I was more known as a model or an Instagram model than I was a fighter. And that's like, if I wanted to do all that, I would have been a stripper, because I was struggling from the beginning. And times were really hard for me. So I knew that it was my time, that I had to stop going around the mountain again. Mm-hmm. And to know that it's not a religious thing. It was something that I had to do for my kid so that, heaven forbid if I die from this sport, he can go, you know what, Jesus, he's my dad and he can guide me. Because anytime that I've ever followed the path of Jesus, I've been blessed. Even if it didn't seem that way in hindsight, it was 2020. It was actually the best thing for me. So.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you just unloaded a lot. Very sorry to hear about him taking his life. And I'm glad that you did find God. I see in the comments, they're on fire. They're saying, "Oh, glory to God." They're excited. And I kind of, I respect you you want to be known for your fighting and you're not trying to take the sexy pictures. If other people do, that's fine. But I respect what you're saying. Yeah. I get it. And there's a lot going on here with the fight with you and Taylor. Let's talk about that. There's so much. Like, for one, you're saying that, you don't want to do the OnlyFans thing. That works for her. Yeah. That's great, right? She's also doing a reality show now that she was talking about the other day. Do you think that, you don't have so much time in a day. She's a mother as well. Do you think maybe her training could slip a little because she has too much on her plate right now? Or is she the kind of woman that can handle that? What are your thoughts on that?
It's interesting because some people have the personality for it. Look at Ty Emery. Look at some of these girls like Pearl Gonzalez. Some of them can make it work for them. So I don't see why she can't make it work for her. However, I think that as of right now, she should sort of spend more time focusing on her technique and maybe concentrating on her MMA, or not MMA, excuse me, her boxing IQ. And that's no disrespect. I just feel like, Paige Van Zandt arguably had like a hard beginning. And I don't think that it's because she was bad. And unfortunately, she has the reputation of being a horrible fighter. When, I was actually, when I was like, man, I'm going to have to fight her. Yeah. She might kick my ass. Like, she might kick my ass because she has everything, So I was never the type that was like, dude, I'm just going to come in and just beat her up, because arguably she could have beaten Britton Hart. In some people's eyes, she did. Yeah. So, I think that it's a game of inches or centimeters, when it comes to the higher level. So to spend more time taking photos and then saying, oh, that didn't work, or you're sore from practice, or you're like trying to get that image, you're like, oh, that didn't look right. You know what I mean? Because you got your double chin and you want your butt in there. It just doesn't work out sometimes. So you're taking a lot of time away from your training and rest. Okay. Rest is most important.
Well, that's a good way of looking at it. Thank you for your observations on that. Now, the other thing is, it's no secret. I think everyone watching the show, if you don't, you know now, you guys have fought before. It was an MMA, and from what I could see, it was mostly just a stand-up fight where you're banging, and it didn't go Taylor's way. It went your way. Here's some clips of it they're showing now. It didn't go Taylor's way. It went your way. Taylor seems, I don't want to quote her directly, but in the last interview we did with her last week, she said something to the effect of, she doesn't know if you kind of expect her to be the bare knuckle fighter she is. This isn't the same Taylor anymore. It's not. You're coming to her sport, you're going to respect her, kind of thing. Something like that. Is that just confidence? Is that arrogance? What is it? Why is she talking like that? Do you not respect her in bare knuckle?
It's most definitely arrogance. The funny thing is that all these girls, they hear my name, I believe, maybe I'm wrong. They hear my name, Jenny Savage. They hear gangster. These are intimidating words, These are sometimes, in some cases, it's derogatory to call somebody a savage. It's kind of insulting. So when you hear it subconsciously, you think of an asshole. I'm not an asshole. I'm very nice. I would literally give anybody anything if they just was kind and open and honest. The thing is that what I don't like is manipulation. Mm-hmm. I don't like being misunderstood on purpose because somebody has an expectation that is not true from their own distorted perception of what they think that I am. I'm pretty to myself, I say some things off the wall. I try to keep people guessing. So yeah, sometimes I can rub people the wrong way. I don't really, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like she doesn't take me serious. She respects me as far as the politics, but I don't think she respects me as far as maybe what I am capable of doing, to not consider the fact that Britton Hart had went the second time 5 rounds with Christine, and Yeah, she didn't win, but she went all 5 rounds. And I went all 5 rounds the second time with Britain Hart. However, around the same time, she fights Christine, and maybe 90% mental. I'll give her that. I don't like picking on people when people are already kicking on them, but she gave up. And when you give up, that already reveals your mindset. And I've been through a lot. Like, I'm not trying to say, have a de-stretching contest, so to speak, but I have fucking went through shit in hell, dude. I fought one of the toughest, meanest, hatefulest people I've ever faced. I have been under pressure like you've never believed. I've been told things, when you're told things like you're the reason why your son's dad takes his life. Ooh. I've been through a lot of mental health issues, Oh. I've survived it, though, and surviving it makes me happy. And so being a happy fighter, I believe I'm a genuine happy fighter. I've overcome all this crap, and I'm not pretending to be happy for anybody. So when I'm happy, I'm fucking happy, and I kick ass when I'm happy. So that's all that matters.
Well, you're smiling a lot during this. You're smiling a lot during this interview. So Taylor's, she better be aware. And I'm sure she is aware. This is gonna be a great fight. The fans in the chat extremely excited about it. Big Ben's in the chat, one of our big fans. He's saying, if you beat Taylor, who do you want next? Are you a person that looks forward to your next opponent, or you just kind of see what's in front of you?
Well, I know Britain Hart does not want nothing to do with me. So I would like to go overseas, get some good big money fights to give my son a better life. I'm trying to move out of the projects. I tried over and over to move out of this place. There's just been things that put me back in. It's real hard to get out of here once you get in. And I've been here since 2018. It's about damn time. I graduated college, business degree.
Congratulations.
I'm ready to move out of here, man. I'm ready to level up. And I don't give a shit. I'm going to have that belt eventually, so she can run with it. Somebody else can go, Andy Wynn, anybody could fight her. I don't give a rat's ass. I'm ready to get me some good money, good exposure, and make you guys proud.
Yeah, you make us proud when you fight. We enjoy watching you fight. I just want to compliment you on your social media, because I saw you posted the other day, and I didn't give them a clip of this because it just came to my head. You posted the album cover, The Vulgar Display of Power, and you redid it. I think it was I can't speak. Rewind. With you punching Britain, I believe. It was like a perfect remake of that album cover. Very creative. It was good stuff. So before we let you out of here, I have to ask you, you don't seem intimidated, but I'm going to ask you 2 questions. One, are you intimidated by Taylor Starling?
I'm intimidated by everybody.
Okay.
I just... I have a good understanding that this sport can happen, like anything can happen here. However, I think it's healthy. I think without this form of intimidation, you can't be successful. And I'm not the type to lie. So I'm intimidated, but I'm intimidated by everybody. I was intimidated by Veronica. I was intimidated by Sheena Starr. I cried before that fight. And you see how that fight ended up. So I think the more scared I am, the worse off it's for my opponent. When I get pissed off, I think I'm not as scared, and that can make me ignorant. So.
Yeah. Chris Lytle and I have talked about that many times, about how someone's too amped up or too pissed off, and it's detrimental to them. So you're right. Being a happy fighter, at least for you, it's different for everybody, but for you, it's probably the best place to be. So why will you beat Taylor Starling? Why will you beat her again, should I say?
Because I don't take my eyes off the target. I've learned that, I've been hit the hardest I could ever be hit. And I just, maybe she's got what it takes. She's coming from a higher weight division, but the most she's ever hurt me was probably an elbow or a knee or a kick, but she's changed. She's got good people in her corner. She's got,
100%.
I can tell if you got money, you obviously have the power to find the right people to surround yourself with if you know what you're doing. So, I just don't think that she's gonna hit me as hard as I've already been hit. That's all.
It's a good way of looking at it. And, she has developed as a fighter, but you've developed as a fighter where, I'm interested to see where this is going to go. The fans are excited. They're buzzing in the chat. The Tennessee gangster, Jenny Savage, we appreciate the time you took with us away from your training. Are you planning on doing any, you were Sailor Moon the last time I saw you fight, I believe. Is there anything like that for the weigh-in show? Are you going to do anything special, or do you have any idea yet?
Well, if you know, I'll hint something. Woo, woo.
Okay, there you go. If you know, you know. I think I do know. And I want to say, if you watch the show back, I don't know if you're watching the whole show, but I know you're a juggalette as well. And I know that the guy that I chopped earlier on the show, he had a big psychopathic hatchet man right here. He's another juggler, so you can check that out. Jenny Savage, thank you. The Tennessee Gangster taking on Taylor the Killer B. Starling. We're excited for it. That's coming up in Albuquerque, and you could be there. BKFC.com. There it is. You can see it. Grab tickets. There's very few remaining, almost sold out, if not already sold. If not, you can watch it. Make sure you're tuned in. Starling versus Savage. Strawweight bout. Been looking forward to this. Thank you for coming on, Jenny. It's always good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to everybody who plays a part in making your show happen. You give us a platform, and I'm just grateful.
You're the first guest that ever thanked the crew, and I know they probably appreciate that as well as I do. And there they are. See, there they do. I say it all the time. We joke around, but those guys work hard, as do I. So thank you for understanding that. We know how hard you work. We'll keep supporting you. Keep up the great fights. Jenny Savage, man. She's awesome. One of the best here in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Don't hit me. I get nervous. You have a good day, my friend.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah. Dude, that was great. Jenny Savage, always a delight to talk to. Her story is just, I mean, one day, I always say we get these great stories. I want to dive deeper into them. I mean, that was crazy. I think she mentioned that to us before one time when we had her on, or maybe it was privately, about the guy taking his life and the son's father. That's rough stuff. She's been through it. You know, we've all had our problems, and hopefully we can all come out on the right side of things, the correct side of things. Crazy to think she thought like that back when she was a goth person, as she said. Jenny Savage. Looking forward to that fight. If you want to check her out on Instagram, Jenny Savage. She's up there. You can search for Tennessee Gangster and see what she's up to. We're excited for that fight. Another fight we're excited for, I know I am, and I'm sure you are in the chat as well. Louis Lopez, Brian Duran going at it. That's going to be in Hollywood, Florida, February 2nd for BKFC 57. That whole card is absolutely stacked. I mean, I can't go through every fight. That might be one of the best fight cards I've seen us put on, and we put on a lot of great ones. So that's stacked, but I want to show you, Louis Lopez is training his ass off. Louis Lopez has to come back from that Kai Stewart defeat, and he's trying to make a statement here. So he's really working harder than he ever has. I'll let Louis tell you about it as we get to look at his legs.
I've been doing so much legs for this fight. My legs are going to be so strong. Brian's got a whole fight ahead of him. This is ice, everybody, because I can't stand on my legs. I can't take a shit. I can't sit down. I can't squat. I can't do nothing. Not just from boxing, but from wall sits, squats, lunges. More wall sits, more squats, more lunges. A lot more squats, more wall sits, more lunges.
He's doing a lot.
They hurt so bad, but they're getting stronger every day.
For those of you who like feet, there's a video for you. I believe I might have heard him break wind in that. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I swore when he was talking, I heard a little like, it was like, did you guys hear that?
I don't know. I'm playing on my phone.
Oh, I thought I heard that, man. That was weird. But Louis working. If he did, hey, maybe it's good protein in his diet. I don't know. But I know that Louis is working really hard, obviously. And he had ice in those legs. He can't even take a shit, as he said. I can't wait to see a guy that can't take a shit for like a month or two. Yeah. And like he's gonna come unglued. And God knows what's gonna happen in that ring other than fighting if he can't take a shit. So, all right, guys, that's disgusting. What are you doing there? Evan's putting the mic up to his ass. Stop. That's gross. Stop, dude. So that's what Louis. All right, come on, for real. That's what Louis. The thing is, you guys hear that out there in TV land, but I got it in my ear. It's like right in my ear. So they're trying to break me. They might do it. Louis Lopez training very hard. And then you got the guy, Brian Duran. We've seen Brian Duran. Brian Duran punches sledgehammers. He's getting hit with boards in the forearms and the stomach. This guy's tough. He's a local legend. He's becoming a worldwide legend, but he's a local legend in the Miami area where I've heard that he's taken on 3 or 4 guys at once and beaten the hell out of all of them. So Brian Duran is a tough customer. Brian is getting ready too. Let's look in to see what Brian's doing.
You see the Chevy Bridges comment? It's like Chevy's got something to say on that.
What's he say? Talking on the.
He said, "Yeah, just a little trash." No, on the comment on that video.
Oh, I need to see. Oh no, let me
right
see.
There.
Hold on, I have my glasses on. Oh wow, let's see. So no full extension on the punches. I don't understand how this shows anything good. LOL.
Click the reply. See what they say.
Yeah, see what they're saying.
It's
Good
like,
idea.
It looks like he's
Let's
training
get into
short conditioning the Knuckles. There you go.
Son, okay. He called him son. Let's see.
Did
What's he say
Brian
back
answer?
to Russ? I can't see it's that good. I'm sorry, guys. Is there anything good in there? Conditioning
I understand
aspect?
conditioning, but that wouldn't mean hindering yourself from proper technique.
All right, Chevy.
There you go.
Chevy's letting it be known. He's not liking the training. Well, we always appreciate a talented fighter like Chevy weighing in like that. But I think that, I'm not going to punch walls, full extension or not. I don't care if there's a little bag. I'm not doing it. So Brian's tougher than this Brian. And I'm still excited for the fight no matter what. And we're looking forward to that. Now, interestingly enough, you saw Russ. He's the Bare Knuckle Extreme fan page guy, and he's such a huge supporter of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. They're at like every show. They're hooking the fighters up. They're hooking podcasts up. They are such goodwill ambassadors to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. We appreciate them. And, Russ, if you haven't seen online, he's in the comments a lot too. I think he's here today. But Russ is having a hard go at it. Russ has cancer, and Russ has a problem where they're discontinuing his medication that helps him, feel better and look better and be able to do things and keeps him alive. I thought it was so nice that the communities come together to kind of try to help Russ. I mean, it's something we want to do. I mean, we're trying to make some noise. Hopefully they start making the kind of medicine that helps him again, because we love Russ and we don't want to be, I'd be scared if I was him. He doesn't seem it. He has a good face, and I've seen him do interviews. You can check out more. There's a beautiful story written by the Knuckletown Rankings, Bare Knuckle, and I just think it's great. You can check out David Feldman's Facebook page. How cool is that? The president and founder of a company. You're not seeing Vince McMahon do stuff like this. You're not seeing Dana White do stuff like this. I love that Dave knows his fans and wants to help this guy out. So check out David Feldman's Facebook page, and you can follow him and learn more and how you can help. And we want you to help. And, if you look up the Bare Knuckle Extreme fan page as well, there might be more info there. But Russ, we love you, dude. And we're going to do everything we can to help you. And I have a very positive attitude toward this. So, God bless you, man. And just keep up the fight. We're going to help you. Let's get we have a big community here. So let's get this out here and try to get some help for Russ. Or even if we can find something else that helps him feel better, another kind of medicine somebody knows. There's a doctor out there that can talk to him. Any help. We would love it. And we would appreciate it because we love Russ, man. Let's move on from this, and we'll keep you updated with Russ. And I'm sure he will too. Love Russell. If you see him at a show, say hi. He's always in the lobby hanging out. He's wonderful. Let's talk about some big news. We have multi-fight signings, some fight news, some multi-fight signings. And the first one we have coming up, we're going to flash them up behind me. And I want to kind of give you a little background on each person that we're talking about here. So the first person we're putting up here, I don't know. We'll see who they put up. Oh, Roberto. We know him. He was on the show. So he was on the Christmas show. He's serving the country right now. He's a wonderful guy when we see him at the fights. He's a great fighter, a nice person. Thank you for serving the country. Congratulations on signing a multi-fight deal. We can't wait to see you back in the ring again. We really appreciate it, and just everything you're doing. So there you go. I'm proud to have him multiple fights for the company. That's awesome. And next, this is Crystal. Let me move my water bottle. It shouldn't be there. This is Crystal Van Wyck. Crystal Van Wyck, she comes from South Africa, and she's really wanted to fight Crystal Lawson. That was what she was saying. So maybe that's a fight we see. Welcome to the company, Crystal Van Wyck. We appreciate you, and can't wait to watch you fight. And as we continue on, we have more people. There she is. I love this. It's the German Gypsy. She's one of the most aggressive females. Jules says this, who does female fighter development, that she's seen in a long time and is out for blood, and she craves it. Oh, the fans are going to love her. She's down to fight anyone on our roster, even Christine, which, you don't hear that too often. People don't just call out Christine because we have a hard time finding people to fight her. She's the toughest female in the world, in my estimation. So we're looking forward to the German Gypsy. Hey, Evan, how many chickens do you own?
11.
Oh, she owns 18 chickens, apparently.
Wow.
There's some, first ever German female, Jules tells me, to win a fight in America. She also is the first ever to fight for the Invicta FC title, and she will be the first ever BKFC 135 champion, and no one will stop her. That's what the German Gypsy's saying. Welcome to the BKFC, German Gypsy. What a great nickname, too. Let's see who else we've signed. They keep rolling. And this was told to me literally. We had this set up. Thank you to the Vaughn design team for getting this ready, because this was like 2 minutes before we went on the air. This was finalized. Jessica Ruiz. She works at a law firm. That's what she does outside of here. She's a negotiator. And Jill said that that worked into her favor when she was working on the deal with her. She did a great job at negotiating with Jill's and got her to compromise on some stuff, which isn't always an easy thing. She loves to dance, and she's a single mother of 4. She's from Brooklyn, New York. And I can't wait to see what Jessica Ruiz does in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the team. Another multiple fight deal. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And that's what we have for this week as far as multiple fight signings. We like to keep you up to date on that. The next thing I want to move to is this was announced just yesterday, February 16th. The February 16th show, I think we have a slate for it. We know a little bit about it. That's going to be a fun main event there. It looks like Friday, February 16th, the Prospect Series hits Manassas? It's in Manassas. Is it in Manassas, Virginia? Is it Manassas? Is it Manassas? Is it? That's how you say it.
I don't think it's Manassas.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I'm trying to sound it out. You guys love this sound effect today. I'm trying to sound it out. This is why I should look at graphics before the show. We shouldn't be messing around.
Yeah, I don't think they would name a town that.
I wish they would. That would be great. You would hang out there. Manassas, Virginia.
You beat me to it.
Let's say this is ridiculous. Manassas. There, we're going to say
missed the whole thing. Go back. Put the graphic back up. We didn't even get to talk about the fight.
Don't look at me. We're talking about how to say the town name. No. Manassas, Virginia. I believe that's by Washington, D.C. area, maybe?
Yeah, it's right outside.
Perfect. So that'll be a drive-in, I'm sure. So that'll be good. Get your
we can drive, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to fly.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. So that'll be a fun fight. I mean, look, we got Grosjean coming back. I'm excited to see him. And Evan, what do you think? I mean, this looks like a great fight.
Yeah, I think it is a great fight. I'm excited to see Brandon Shavers back in there. I think he's coming off a loss, but he had a really awesome debut. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right.
I could be wrong, but I think I'm right.
And Stanislav is tough as always.
Yeah. So, I mean,
pull up the records, Brandon. I got TikTok brain.
As we're doing that, pulling up the records, I'll say, too, that's a great main event. I'm excited for it, too. And these Prospect Series cards, I feel like we're going to see more and more of them as the year goes forward. I feel like they're going to be, I mean, we've said this before, it's going to be very important to the company as we go along. Here, we're looking at the records here.
Okay, yeah, he fought Bryce Henry last, so
Bryce Henry's not easy. Yeah.
No, not at all.
That's a tough fight. And this just tells you, I mean, you're going to be hungry every time you fight, but he's trying to come back from that loss and show what he's made of. And again, Bryce Henry, if you're going to lose to somebody, not a bad guy to lose to. So we're looking forward to that fight as well. I have fighters from the roster texting me about me not being able to pronounce the name of the town in Virginia. Lido must be watching. He's saying, "Come on, don't you know that?" No, I don't, Chris. I had to sound it out. I should be set up.
But I think a fun thing to say too about this Virginia prospect show is we got tryouts this Saturday in Virginia, looking for some talent for the prospect show.
Wait, are you reading the rundown, or are you just that good?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that was our next thing we were going to. Good job, Evan. I'm just following it with himself.
Sorry to jump the gun.
No, I'm glad you did. Thank you. So, as far as the tryouts, I mean, we're excited about them. And now that Lytle, we know he's watching, we always plug it, Chris, I promise. But we're going to plug it harder for you. We know you like it. We plug it harder for you to get these tryouts kind of going, because a lot of people have been showing up. BKFC.com, you see it on your screen unless you're listening. It's BKFC.com/tryouts. January 13th. Damn, that's this weekend, right? Yeah, it's in Virginia, Sterling, Virginia. Come out there and show what you got. Show what you have, because at the same time, you're going to learn something, and then maybe you get picked to be on the Virginia show when we go there. And we're doing so many of these prospect shows, it looks like, in the new year. It's going to be very important for the structure of our company going forward. So this is almost like, if you missed the first time getting on the ground floor, quote unquote, with BKFC, this is your second chance, if you missed that, to get on the ground floor, because I think this is going to pay off in dividends if you even go. Because I said last week, I mean, Evan, you know this well, and so do you, Brandon, we do the tryout shows now on the app. You can actually watch the show. So
not just the app.
It's all over.
Fubo Sport. That's millions of homes that you have, the opportunity to be showcased on.
100%. So even if you don't make the final cut, it can't hurt to be on there. I mean, it's going to be great for you. And then you're going to learn too, as we always say. Matter of fact, aside from the Virginia tryout, we have another tryout coming up that I want to talk about. This one is a big deal because we're going to California. We got legalized in California. You know how huge that is for us. And we're going to see more states roll out this year, I'm sure of it. So this is the first time we're going to California. North Hollywood, California. Show up Saturday, January 20th. Brick House Boxing Club. Make sure you're there. BKFC.com/tryouts. That could get you on the California card. I'm sure we'll be doing prospects in California. I'm sure we'll be doing a huge event at some point in California. So, I mean, just make sure you get seen. Because I do know, like, in certain parts of California, I think it's Orange County, there's a huge MMA scene too. So, I mean, just make sure that you're there for that. We want to get you on the show. We want to see what you're made of. It's good stuff. The other thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of a breaking news thing, I believe. I'm being told in my ear. This is breaking news. I don't even know much about it. I think this is pretty huge that we should do this break. There it is, breaking news. Look at that. So breaking. We got the sound effect ready. breaking news is that we are doing another show. We're adding another show. Nobody knows this to the BKFC litany of shows that we're putting on. Matter of fact, this show is going to be our next one, BKFC 58 in Bulgaria again. It did so well last time. Sold out crowd. We're excited for BKFC 58 in Bulgaria. And, the best part for me is trying to say the fighters' names. But I saw last time we were in Bulgaria, these guys love fighting, and they come to fight. So I'm excited to go back to Bulgaria. Evan, this is somewhere I think we need to be. In that region, they love their fighting.
Oh, yeah. The last event, I think it was they filled the arena. It was like 8,000 or something.
It was like 10. Yeah,
It could be more, yeah.
Yeah. Don't deny us. I'll say 12 maybe. I'll go to 25,000.
The biggest event in Bulgarian history.
Yeah, right? It's shut down the streets. Well, wasn't the president of Bulgaria there or something last time I heard? That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good to say, but I did hear that. So that's exciting. So go update your blogs and your podcasts and your websites that we've added another show, and it's in Bulgaria for BKFC 58. It's all up there. I'm sure it'll be on the website. If it's not already, it'll be on our socials, I'm sure. Just make sure you stay tuned in for what we're going to be doing next. We're very, very excited about it. So I'm being told that famous Civil War battle site, Manassas. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No.
That's what it's saying in our thing here.
No, it's the Battle of Manassas. It's been fought for
this is going to be so
since
fun.
the beginning of time.
What are we What are we going to do? What are we going to do when this show's done? We'll have no fun. The town won't even let us there if we keep this up. Manassas, Virginia.
They're going to run us out.
They're going to beat us up when we come in. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about.
Here you go.
Oh, you guys are
the
quick.
Battle of Manassas.
All right, Manassas. Come on, Evan. All right, so there you go.
General Irvin McDowell.
Who won?
I don't know. I don't even know about it. Let's see. This is interesting. Look at history lesson. Evan, you're a pretty big history buff. I feel like Brandon is too.
Yeah.
More, I like it, but more than I am. You seem to know these things. I'm shocked that you didn't know that.
Nope.
Confederates, though, bolstered by the Iraq.
What's he saying over there?
He's
off mic.
researching.
He's talking in tongues.
Defeated the Union Army back.
Oh, man, we lost.
Yep.
The Northerners lost.
Well, there you go.
That's all right.
We'll see.
We may have lost the battle, but
all right, Evan. We'll see who is going to. I'm trying to bring us back on track. We'll see who's going to win the war that BKFC is bringing to Manassas, Virginia. We're looking forward to it. Again, Bulgaria is exciting. The other thing I want to talk about, this chaps my ass a little bit. I'm telling you, like
pun intended. It's a good segue.
The fact that what's today? I don't even. January what?
9.
January 9th. I got people asking me. I got people texting me. I got no answer. So you might have more of an answer. I don't know. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Go ahead.
But the BKFC Year in Review show. Where the hell is it? When are we going to show it? I'm excited for it.
Well, it would have been done a while ago, but you need a format to edit these. I need to get it to the editors, and the guy who makes the format was gone. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but
Well, you can. Oh, no. Okay, I know why you don't want to.
he signs my checks.
Well, there you go. Now he's going to sign it for a little less.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be done this week, though.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Look,
Thank you for everybody who knows if they won. Not
for
saying
keeping
anything.
it silent. We
Yeah.
really appreciate that. We do. And I'll say this because I guess we can't give too much away. Brandon was tight-lipped on it last week. I tried to get something out of him. He wouldn't give me anything because he was here shooting it. But I can say this. I saw the format, and I'll speak on it a little bit. You can get mad at me. It looks like a great show. It looks like we're going to not only award people, but we're going to kind of look at what an explosive year this was for us. It's not just, we're not calling it an award show. It's more than that. I think it's going to be great. I think you're really going to like it. I just cut some of the voiceovers for it. I'm excited to see it. So that's why I was there. That's why I wrote this in the format. Everyone's hitting me up asking. I didn't have an answer, but I'm excited to see the show and the good work you guys do. So that'll be coming up. When did you say you think?
I'm going to say by Friday I should have a final to look at today, and then I'll have to do my review of it. And
okay.
We'll go from there.
There you go. By Friday, Evan.
Friday at the latest. Could be sooner.
Yeah, Evan's going to sit in his lab like the mad scientist that he is, make the edits need to be made, and then we'll put it out there for you.
I sit in the penthouse suite smoking cigars while the editors do everything.
Oh, man. You and Biggie Smalls, Penthouse Suites. That's an old 90s rap reference. All right, so year-end awards are coming. Don't worry about that. We'll get there. I also want to quickly talk about some of the coverage we've had in the media. It says, this is great. Ben Rothwell, they're saying, is he destined to become the BKFC champ? And then he's saying Mick Terrell's basically holding onto my belt. I mean, look, Mick's a tough dude, but you look at Ben, Ben's had no problem being a tough dude that he is either. That's a collision that I'm looking forward to one day. I think the fans are too. I mean, Ben says if he wins that title, he's going to be going to every town to meet the fans. He loves the fans. He's excited about it. That's a fight that I want to see, and I don't know when we'll see it, but we have enough fights this year where we could make that fight. Is that a fight you want to see in the chat? Is there another heavyweight fight you want to see first? I'm looking forward to it. Some people saying they want to see Ben fight Todd Duffy first now that he's over his illness. That's a fight, it was scheduled. We could see that. But I also do want to see Ben for the world title, for the heavyweight title at some point this year. Do you agree, Evan? I mean, that's he's been just...
See Big Ben. Sorry, we were queuing up a video.
Oh,
you want to see Big Ben fight for a title?
Yeah, I think a heavyweight title.
I just want to see him fight.
Because he's fun to watch fight. He's just so big and tough. But, I mean, Todd Duffy's got to happen
I'd like
first,
to see
right?
him fight like whoever's the number 1 ranked or number 2 ranked.
But are you one of these guys that he's had 2 fights here? He hasn't earned it. I just want to see a good fight.
No, I want to see a good fight too, but I do want to give legitimacy to the rankings and have somebody, I want to see the number 5 and the number 3 guy fight before. I don't want to just go, grab somebody and then say you get to fight because, you have a name or whatever. I want to see the rankings be climbed.
Well, he hasn't. I want to see that too on certain fights.
He certainly proved he's freaking got crazy power, and I think Copeland is ranked in which is another my weird thing is the rankings came out.
Those great rankings, yeah.
And he beat Copeland, but somehow Copeland is ranked in the heavyweights, but he isn't.
We've been trying to understand these rankings for many years.
So I don't know. So if he beat, go back, Brandon. Hold on. So if he beat Copeland, I would say that makes him 3. So do you do like it? And Arnold Adams, Ben Rothwell.
Good.
I don't know why Belcher doesn't fight here anymore.
Yeah. So this is but just take them down, please.
Okay.
Stay frustrated.
So is kind of by looking at that, would I rank Rothwell above Copeland? So is Arnold Adams 1, Rothwell's 2, and then mix the champ. So does he fight? I mean, I think by that, looking at that, I think then he's due for a title shot.
If you look at it like that, and I'm looking in the comments here, Wesley Kegel saying that Ben owes Duffy first. I could see that. Now there's other people saying that Chris is saying that Ben walks through Duffy. Somebody's saying Big Ben is actually our Big Ben. The fan is saying Josh Watson.
Yeah, I mean Josh Watson had the big Hardy KO,
Yep.
and we haven't seen him since.
He
got injured. I think he was gonna fight Rothwell,
and then it fell off, right?
And then it fell off.
So that's a fight that we could see. And my thing is that with Ben, like I said, I just think that he's running through the competition. And as you said, looking at those rankings, he might deserve a shot. I mean, I'm all for watching the storyline, watching people climb the rankings, but Ben's here and Ben's not going to be quiet. And Ben's going for that title, and I'm looking forward to it. What'd you say? Maybe another fight or 2 before he gets the heavyweight title?
Maybe 1. I don't know. I want to see all these heavyweights, like Josh Watson. I want to see him back in, and I do want to see maybe Todd Duffy Watson. See how that goes. Maybe.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have everybody bitching. Then Ben owes Todd Duffy, and I understand why they would bitch about that. But I mean, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
as soon as we make that
the fight was made for 56, and it fell off, and it's like, does it have the same? I don't know. Weigh in. Does it have the same excitement around it as it did, before? Now that time's gone by.
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll wait and see.
Comment below.
Yeah, they're all commenting, and it looks like you're here. I love it. Loco Soto always joins in. He's saying, at this point, I'd like to fight for the heavyweight title because he wants his title.
Well, then you got Lorenzo wants to go heavyweight.
Well, that's where I'm. Look, you're not even reading this format. You're seeing where I'm going next.
No, I don't.
And that's what I'm saying. You're not even reading it. So Lorenzo might have another opinion. This is him sparring with Joey Beltran. He sent me this the other day. I mean, he's proven he can mix it up with heavyweights.
Yeah, I mean I've seen Lorenzo when he wasn't in camp. I mean, he's always training, but when he wasn't cutting, he walks around at like 230.
Yeah, when I saw him, I said, "Holy shit!"
He's a big, thick, solid dude.
Yeah.
And I think Joey's probably around the same weight.
Joey's a big guy, and Joey, we know his toughness. And I mean, this is obviously sparring, but we see Lorenzo can mix it up when he has to with the heavyweights. And like you said, he's got the size, so maybe that's a fight. I mean, is Lorenzo going to go to heavyweight? We've been hearing it. Let's wait and see. I mean, maybe that'll in the new year. We'll see what happens. That guy loves when he gets sprayed with sweat.
There you go.
I don't know who it was, but he loved it. All right, there you go. There's that. And then, speaking of sparring, Zach Kalmus, the Shark. He's been sparring. He says, we have a graphic. He said on social media that he's basically training old school where he's doing tons of sparring. It looks like Zach's dropping weight, man. Doesn't he look like he's dropped a lot of weight? At least from what I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for Zach. But he's training sparring. The other reason I bring Zach up is because this is pretty cool. I love when we kind of hobnob with celebrities. There he is with, one of the former Red Sox, Pedro Martinez, I believe that is, hanging out with, and that's his own belt he has too. He's got the Shark Attack title. Is that what that is? That's awesome. There they are hanging out at the airport. I'm sure that Pedro loved meeting Ben and Ben loved meeting Pedro. That might be right after you got off the flight with Taylor Starling, or Taylor Starling, with Caitlin, a round card girl. He loved that flight too. That guy has a lot of luck in airports. All right, and then I want to talk about, before we get out of here, there it is. There's the picture. That's one of my favorite pictures of 2023. I really do. Good for Zach. And then the other thing I want to talk about is BKFC.com. I tell you every week, tons of great articles there. I mean, right now we have a Taylor Starling article up there. That's a great piece. You can read more about it. You can find this on the app as well. We do a great job with these articles. There's a Dotson article, not John Dotson. I'm talking about Huggy Bear. That's his nickname, the great Eric Dotson. Some stuff about him too. He's looking for redemption after his last fight, heading into his next fight coming up. We're looking forward to that. And then the other one I saw up there was John Michael. Oh, wow. Who is John Michael? I know him as Jomi. I don't think anyone calls him John Michael. That's interesting. But he made headlines as John Michael. Escoboza, he's ready to stand tall at BKFC 57. Him and Doolittle. That's going to be a great fight. We talked about that last week. We're looking forward to that, man. We really, really are. And we're looking forward to a lot more fun here with the Bare Knuckle Show. We appreciate you hanging out. We appreciate you being here. And we're going to be back again with more news and everything next week. That seemed abrupt how I went right out of that. Was that abrupt or was that professional?
It was pro.
Oh, okay. I thought I was too abrupt. Okay. I was pro. If Evan says it's pro, I believe it. Evan doesn't hand out compliments like that. So thank you so much for joining us. And as Jenny Savage said, thank you guys for all the hard work you do as well over there. Until next week, as we get ready to start a fight week in a couple weeks, I can't wait till it gets here. Stay bucked up and knuckle up, baby. Yeah!
Friday night, February 2nd, the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, is finally back in Hollywood, Florida, at Hard Rock Live inside the seminal Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. In the main event, a world title is on the line when the undefeated champ, Luis Baboon Palomino, knuckles up with former pro boxing world champion, Austin No Doubt Trout. In the co-main event, it's a clash of the undefeated warriors when Bryce Henry fights Robbie Peralta. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.